Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this Vedic Bhairab astrology channel. So the purpose of this channel is to make you aware or familiar with various concepts that prevail in the Vedic astrology. So let us understand one by one. These are the 5 different questions we often come across while studying the astrology. So I am not going to teach you in detail about all these questions, but I would like to answer all these questions in a brief form. So the first question whenever anyone tells about astrology is that what is astrology? So this astrology is the science that studies the movement or the relative positions of different stars, also we termed as sometimes nakshatra, the planets, and their impact or influences on our day-to-day life or on human affairs. And we would analyze these positions of different planets in different houses. There are so many concepts. One is the house concept, there is one Rashi concept, there is the planet concept, there is another concept called as the nakshatra or the stars. So we will see one by one about all of this. So first of all, in brief, we can say that astrology, it is the science that studies the movement of the different stars and the different planets. Stars means here in the case of astrology, Vedic astrology, the sun also will be considered as a planet. When I will say planet, then the sun, the star, is also will be called as the planet, because its behavior or its impact on human life or human affairs is similar to that of the other planets. Okay, we have so many planets. We have total of 9 number of planets, starting from the sun up to Rahu and Ketu. Okay, Rahu and Ketu, these are the shadow planets, and the existing planets are sun, moon, Mars, Mercury. Then we have Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. These are the 7 planets, and we have 2 other planets. Those are the shadow planets called as the Rahu and the Ketu. Rahu is the north node. It is called as the north node of the moon, and the Ketu is called as the south node. So that is also a different concept we will see in our upcoming videos. So what is astrology? We have learned about. So this is a science which will give you a brief idea about your future, or it will predict through the position and the movement of the different planets. The various events of your life will be predicted from these positions and aspects and time of your birth. Okay, so for any astrological prediction we need few parameters. One is the time of birth, one is the date of birth, and another is the third one is the place of birth. Okay, so we will see in our upcoming videos. Next, the second question is here: why one should know his her horoscope? Why the native needs to know, needs to have some horoscope? Okay, so horoscope means actually it is the presentation, or it is the position of different planets in different houses. So let me show you here. So this one is the North Indian style of the horoscope or birth chart. Okay, so in this birth chart, if you have suppose sun in the first house, sun is sitting in the first house, suppose Mercury is sitting here, suppose we have Venus here. Why I am writing Mercury and Venus nearby to the sun? Because they always move nearby to the sun. Okay, next we have suppose Mars here, this is another planet. Suppose we have Saturn here, Saturn is another planet. Okay, so we have here 1 2 3 4 5. Next we have suppose moon here. Next we have suppose Jupiter here. Okay, in this way all the planets will be having. So these are the 7 main planets, and we have 2 shadow planets. Suppose we have Rahu sitting here in the 3rd house and Ketu in the 9th house. So why 3rd house and 9th house I am terming? Because this is the 1st house, this is 2nd house, 3rd house, 4th house, 5th house, 6th house, 7th house, 8th house, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. These are the different houses. So these are the houses. Now there will be some Rashi aspect also. We will see up in our upcoming video. So this is the basic chart of suppose one native. So there may be two planets in the same house, there may be 3, 4 or 5 planet or 6 planet also in the single house. So that is different method. So just for showing purpose, I have shown here the different planets. The sun is also considered as the planet because its impact also is similar to that of the other planets in our human affairs, in the different events of our life. Okay, so what is the horoscope? Horoscope means it is the diagrammatic representation of different planets in different houses of a natal chart or birth chart. Suppose this is called as the D1 chart. So this is called as suppose D1 or Rashi chart. Sometimes you will use this term also. This Rashi chart means this is the D1 chart or this is the basic horoscope. Okay, we will be having some divisional chart also, that is different concept. So this first house actually represents the direction of the east. This 10th house represents the direction of the south. This one is the west, this one is the north. So this one is the east of northeast direction and this one is the north of northeast direction. Okay, so we can term like that. So this is another concept. So we will see in our upcoming videos one by one. Now we have understood about the horoscope, how it looks like, or how the birth chart is look like. Okay, now let us come to this third question. So in the third question we will learn about what are the aspects of life astrology can answer. Okay, aspects means what are the different directions about which astrology can answer. Suppose if you want to find a job, for suppose in a government sector or private sector, so astrology can easily predict in which area of life. Sometimes you may go into the irrigation department, sometimes you may be a teacher. These are the different departments or these are the different directions or prospects of the career. You may be a lawyer, you may be a cricketer, or you may be a footballer, like that. Different aspects of life is there. So how these aspects or how the area of a native will be predicted, we will see or we will discuss in our upcoming videos in detail. So different aspects, all these 12 houses I have shown here, starting from 1 up to 12. These 12 houses mean, or these 12 houses represent different aspects of life. Okay, first house is known as the Tanubhava, or it is the physical appearance. It is the outlook of your in the society. Okay, it is the fame and recognition also. Sometimes it is called as the recognition. So whenever we will be asked about different aspects or different position or different award in your life, then we have to see the first house also. We have to see the 10th house also. This house also, fame, status, recognition, career, or your professional life is predicted from this house. Okay, so this is one aspect of life. Suppose if anyone is asking about the marriage, so this 7th house, 7 number is here. This 7th house represent the marriage aspect of our life. Okay, this is our life partner, this is the house of our life partner, whether it may be a male or female. So this is another aspect. If someone is asked about the educational life, so this 4th house actually represent the contemporary education side of our life. Okay, this is also considered for higher education purpose also, but for higher education, along with this 4th house, we have to see the 5th house as well as the 9th house, because the 9th house represents the guru or your teacher. Okay, and this 5th house represents your intelligence. So whenever you go to the higher education purpose, then your intelligence also is an important part. Okay, so this is all about the different aspects, and we have so many aspects. If anyone asks about the religious studies, suppose if we want to learn about some religious principle, then we will see from the 9th house. This is the house of dharma, or this is the house of luck or religion or your spiritual life. Okay, that will be predicted from here. Suppose if you ask about the monetary gain, then we will see this 11th house. If you ask about the savings, how many savings or wealth, then we will see the 2nd house. 2nd house also represents your speech and family relatives. Okay, in this way we will predict different areas of our life through this chart. So what are the aspects we have seen? Now what is a Rashi? So what do we understand by Rashi? Suppose my Rashi is suppose Sagittarius. So what is the meaning of that? That means that this ninth Rashi, suppose if this number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, if these numbers represents consecutively, suppose this is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, then Leo, then Virgo, then this Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And these are the 12 different rashis. If your moon, natal moon, let me write down here, suppose if your moon is situated here, that means your at the time of your birth, the moon, the planet, here we will consider it to be a planet also. Moon is a satellite of the earth, but we will consider this to be a planet in astrology. So this moon is situated in the ninth Rashi. Ninth Rashi means it is the Dhanu Rashi or Sagittarius. This will be the birth Rashi of the native. Why we need to know the birth Rashi of the native? Because the moon represents the mind or nature of a native. Okay, so this is one another aspect of the Rashi. Okay, now there is another concept that is called as the Lagna. So what is the meaning of this Lagna? So Lagna meaning is the sign that is rising at the eastern horizon during the birth is called as the Lagna. So let me show you here. So the sign, this sign is rising at the east direction, because I told you this is the east direction, this was the south, this was the west, this one is north. Okay, so the sign that was rising in the eastern horizon, this Rashi is called as the Lagna Rashi. Okay, this is called as the Lagna. This one number means this is Aries. So for this native, suppose if one native having this birth chart, then this one number here, this Aries represents the Lagna here. His Rashi is Sagittarius, his Lagna is Aries. So in this way, we can know about the Rashi and Lagna. You might have one doubt, how we will understand or why should we believe about this astrology. So there is one example, beautiful example put forward by one of the greatest author, that during the time of the new moon or the Purnima means it is the full moon. Okay, so during the new moon or full moon time, that is when the light of the moon is at its extreme low or extreme high, that is the reflected light from the sun, that is the at the highest position or at the lowest position, tide occurs in the ocean. So what happens if this is the ocean surface, what will happen? The water will rise suddenly and then it will fall. Okay, it will rise, then it will gradually fall. Okay, like that. So why this is happening in the sea? So this reason is that moon has some impact water element in the earth. That means whenever moon is at certain position, that is the opposite direction from the sun or at the same direction with the sun, that means the sun is here, the earth is revolving around the sun, this is the earth suppose, and moon is rotating here. So when moon is at this position, this is called as the full moon position, and when moon is at this position, this is the new moon position. That is, we have the darkest side towards the earth at this position, and at this position we have the brightest side towards the earth. So at this position you can see the sun, moon and the earth, they are in the same axis or at the same line, same straight line. So this happens to be the various gravitational forces and various other forces that works on the water element of the earth, and that impacts the water of the earth. And we know that in a human body, 60% of our human body is consisting of water. So if the full moon or new moon period or at that time the water of the sea surface having tide, then what will happen to the 60% water in our body? That also will be having some impact, but all of the people never influence this type of impact. Seeing at the birth chart, we can directly say which of the people or which native will feel some extremism during this period. So from that, when we will see life examples, then you will understand or believe in the astrology science. So I would like to conclude this video with this. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, please put it in the comment section below. Also like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.